Hello and welcome to the Zelda Board Podcast. I'm your host, Spiegelwee, and sitting here with me in the room are Zyber.
Hey, I'm Zyber. Decided to join for a bit.
And Hextupliudot.
Hi guys, Spiegel's getting better at... I just said Spiegel. Spiegel's getting better at pronouncing my name, despite the fact that I just got his wrong.
See, that's what makes it so good. This is our inaugural episode, and we all hope you enjoy it. We're having a lot of fun, trying not to be awkward here. I've sort of been describing this podcast in the Skype chat and everywhere else where I've talked about it as sort of a video games podcast with a Zelda slant, and there will likely be other nonsense involved as well at some point. So if you like that, if you like Zelda, if you like video games in general, you know, this is a pretty good podcast, I think, or at least it should be. We're hoping it is anyway. And any good video games podcast needs to have some gaming discussion. So why don't we just go ahead and start off by talking about what games we're playing right now. Anyone want to just go ahead and jump in, talk about a game?
I'll start with that. I've been playing Ocarina of Time, of course. If you're on the Zelda board, you know that we've been doing the book club, which involves everybody playing at the same time through the same sections.
Nobody posted on it.
Yeah, it's been a little slow. But other than that, I haven't really had a lot of time to play games. I've been playing Mario Kart with you guys. And I just recently finished A Link Between Worlds, and that was great. So I think that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Well, congratulations for beating Link Between Worlds. I probably beat that like twice within the week it came out, but that's just me.
Nice.
Over the summer, I've been playing a lot of games because, like, during school year, I've had no time at all. Like, just this past week, I've been playing Pikmin 3, which I got because of Mario Kart 8.
Now you got a free game?
Yeah. I was able to beat that. It was my first Pikmin game. I loved it. I'm definitely going to have to try the first two.
Yeah,
And then
Pikmin 2 is definitely a game that I would recommend. It's actually one of my favorite games ever. Top 50 spoiler alert. I'll be doing one of those again later in the year at some point, I guess. And on it, I may include the fabulous puzzle game Picross 3D for the DS. Not for the 3DS. It's Picross 3D because if anyone's played any of the other Picross games, you guys played the Picross games at all?
Nope.
I keep asking people, and they always say no. But Picross is like it's just a nice little puzzle game. And in Picross 3D, you're breaking blocks and you're making shapes of things that look like other things. And at first it seems kind of weird and easy, but it gets really hard. It's just a puzzle game, but it's been really addictive, and I've been playing it a lot. So that's sort of my game right now. Yeah, I guess that's our little game discussion there. And another game that's coming out soon, actually, that I wanted to talk a little bit about is Hyrule Warriors. And now we sort of start that transition into the Zelda part of the podcast. Hyrule Warriors coming out in 2 weeks in Japan. So the hype's running a little bit high there.
Man, it doesn't seem like it's that close, but I guess it is.
In Japan, of course, you know, we still have to wait for forever to get it. Just like the Wii U games drought continues in the United States, but Japan gets Hyrule Warriors 2 weeks from now. And yeah, go ahead.
I think it's just like 2 months, September something. It's coming out for us.
20-something. I can't remember the actual date.
May 26th.
Yeah, seems like we're always waiting a long time for the next big Wii U game, but I don't want to make it a discussion about that. I was excited because we all just watched the Sheik trailer, which they just put up today, and Sheik looks like a fun character.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's kind of cool that they are implementing a lot of the harp in her moveset. I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of expecting it to be kind of like Super Smash Brothers, but I guess that's the only time we've ever seen Sheik fight. And I also think it's interesting that, despite the fact that she's only been in one game, they're taking a lot of artistic liberty with her design. I think that's kind of cool.
She's been in more Smash Brothers games than she has Zelda games.
Yeah, it's true.
She's definitely a popular character in the Zelda series.
Yeah. One thing, you were talking about the harp. Did you notice in that trailer what songs she was doing? I think I heard the Prelude of Light and the Bolero of Fire and the Nocturne of Shadow. And they all had different attacks attributed to them.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't pay close enough attention to know exactly which ones they were, but I did recognize them. It seems like one of the attacks I saw was like a kind of like a hurricane-y tornado-looking thing. I didn't know if that was tied to the Song of Storms or not. I didn't know if I heard the Song of Storms, but yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I didn't notice that.
Might be totally wrong too. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about how they're not really excited for this game, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't see any way that this game is at least not going to be a little bit entertaining, because I've said since I first saw the game footage that it just looks like it's totally a love letter to the Zelda franchise, and I'm totally into games that do that, because I always think they come up with some really cool ideas that meld the best concepts from the franchise together. And it looks like there's a lot of that.
I'm not sure if I'll enjoy the Hyrule Warriors, just because I'm not sure if I'll enjoy that kind of gameplay, but it's definitely exciting to see Zelda spin off into other kinds of genres, and exciting to see might go into other things too.
I just want to see more of Darunia like rolling over a bunch of Style Childs, like hundreds of Style Childs. That's what I want to see, and that's what I want to play. I'm really excited about that.
Would the plural of Stall Child be Stall Children? There's a question for you. That's something to think about.
You know, I hadn't even thought about that, and now I totally feel like an idiot. Oh. So, okay, we talked a little Hyrule Warriors news, and now we're just going to go ahead and take a quick break. You can listen to some lovely video game music, and we're going to get ourselves together to talk about our main topic for the show. So thanks for staying with us, and we'll see you back here in a couple minutes. And welcome back to the Zelda Board Podcast. Now we're going to go ahead and get into sort of our main topic here. And I just want to, since this is our first episode and everything, I want to talk a little bit about ourselves as gamers. I want to talk about, what maybe our first gaming experience was, things we do when we're not playing games, and just, general stuff about ourselves. So I'm gonna call on you guys like we're in elementary school. How about Zyber? Zyber, you go. Tell us about yourself.
All right. Well, I was born in the Super NES era, but my first console was the NES. I think it was like 2 or 3 when I first started playing it. The games I would play was Super Mario Bros., Duck Hunt, and Ice Hockey, and I loved all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sad that the NES broke.
Sorry to interrupt. Is that the one that's in like one cartridge, or was that? No, that was like Duck Hunt and like World Class Track Meet or something. Right?
There was like a bunch of them. I can't remember. Like 2 of them were combined, but I don't remember which 2 of them.
Probably Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt.
Maybe. Anyways, the NES broke for whatever reasons, because it's the NES, I guess. And I didn't really do any kind of gaming until the PlayStation came out. I remember my parents asked me, apparently, if I wanted the Dreamcast or the PlayStation, and apparently I picked PlayStation.
You made the wrong choice.
No, I think I made the right choice, because I loved growing up with Sonny. I got the PlayStation, played Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, loved it.
Man.
Went to the PlayStation 2, got Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper. And it's like during the PS2, whenever I got the Game Boy Advance, and that was my first portable device and my first Nintendo device since the NES. And the first game I got was Sonic Unleashed. Is that? No, not Sonic. Sonic Advance. Is that it?
Yep, that sounds like it.
Yeah, Sonic Advance. I love that game too. Got A Link to the Past. That was actually my first Zelda game, and it was amazing. I have it memorized. Can beat in like 3 hours. And it wasn't until I got the Wii that I was actually able to play all the Zelda games I missed, because I was only able to play like A Link to the Past, Oracle games, and such. So I was really excited about the Wii, getting all the GameCube games I missed.
What was your first 3D Zelda game?
My first 3D Zelda game, was Ocarina of Time because I got the collector's edition GameCube.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I would spend a few times playing the Wind Waker demo, play Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I never beat Zelda 1 and 2, though.
Many people have not beaten those games.
Yeah, I just haven't really tried.
So what do you do? What do you do when you're not playing games? Like, you have something, you like to do, or do you just play games?
Yeah, I mean, like, I go to a friend's house and we play Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. Kind of got a bit competitive with the Smash Bros. We even hosted a tournament at the beginning of the summer for raising relief for such.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my friends and I got second place technically after this one group from a different town. They were like really good.
Was there tripping involved?
No, tripping wasn't involved. I play as Zelda. That's kind of like a handicap, I guess. I was an amazing Zelda, though. And besides that, I'm into writing, and I've been going into computer science, so I'd love to make video games as a hobby, of course, not as a job.
So
yeah, because you'd be Hex.
Yeah. So are you a melee person, or are you more casual and brawly?
Oh, I'm totally brawl.
Yes!
My first game was Melee. I played it in middle school all the time, but then I got Brawl and got way too used to it, and then I went to 64, and then finally I went back to Melee and realized I hated it.
You're one of very few of us. I don't hate Melee, but it's just not my... It's actually, I think, my least favorite of all three of them.
I just really don't like the physics in that one.
I don't like how everyone turned it into a competition. Like, oh, I'm so much... Like, I like the items. I like playing for fun. I don't get into the whole competition thing.
Yeah, although I am a bit...
But, Smash Brothers, I'm fairly casual.
Yeah. I guess that's good enough for me.
So, Hex, you want to go ahead and talk about... You have a very exciting life.
Oh, goodness, do I. So, I guess how I got into gaming... my first video game that I owned was for the Super Nintendo, and it was Killer Instinct. And I think I was 5. I don't know why or how I got my hands on that game, but it's definitely a great game to have a 5-year-old playing.
Your parents let you Killer Instinct.
I guess so. Yeah, we played it a lot. Happened to the SNESes when we traveled to the Philippines for the first time. They have the same shape outlets there, but it's a completely different voltage or something. And we plugged the SNES into the wall without an adapter and fried it. So that's how our SNES got burned to death. Sadness.
It's just like a thing to lose old consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of sad because I sold all my other consoles. The only consoles I have left are my Wii and my Wii U. And my handhelds. I think I still have my GBA somewhere.
I always get really sad when an old console of mine stops working. Like lately, my first console I ever had stop working was my GameCube, and that was really depressing because I love the game. But then recently my PS2 has started to act up, and I'm like, really? Is this? So I'm gonna have to replace both my GameCube and my PS2.
Yeah,
so,
that's horrible.
I need to go out and find some old consoles just to say I have them, even if I don't have that many games for them, if any. But it'd be nice to have when I have enough room in my apartment to display them just as set pieces or something. Actually, right now we have all 8 of our conjoined consoles between my roommate and I. We have 8 consoles hooked up to the television right now with 3 Switch boxes. It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've only one Switch box, but I think I actually have more than 8 consoles.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing wrong.
I have to switch stuff out of the Switch box, which makes it kind of redundant.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
I
What
only
do
have
I
4
like to
consoles
do?
hooked up.
What do I like to do when I'm not gaming? So when I'm not gaming, I like to make games. My roommate and I are currently in the process of creating a video game. Actually 2. One of them is kind of on hold. You guys will probably see something about those in the future. I like to draw.
I 2 Hex's stuff in this video, by the way, because I think a lot of it's really cool, and I'm not just trying to kiss your butt or anything like
right.
like a roundabout. Well, anyway,
But
it's
yeah.
sort of aspect of it.
I'm an artist. I did graphic design in college, so digital art's my thing. I like to make a lot of fan art. That's kind of how I got my start. Doing art is just fan art. I like to make music. One of these days I'm going to make a remix of some sort of Zelda song. I haven't really decided, but I do the music for our games as well, so...
But if you were going to remix one, I would say Fire Temple remix would be really cool, because you could put that chanting back in there, and then you could do some cool stuff with the sort of the ambience in the in the song.
Yeah.
Or you could be really original and do a remix of the Song of Storms. Really original.
No one's ever done that before, you know?
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid and I was in elementary school, and like there were a very small group of Nintendo fans, because the PS2 was like the big thing, because it was like 2000, and I had my N64, and my favorite game at the time was Ocarina of Time, and like I loved all the songs in that game, and like me and this little group of people would like get together and we'd like figure out how to play the Ocarina songs on the piano in like the choir room, and it was it was incredibly nerdy, and it still kind of is, but
yeah.
But everyone's favorite was the Song of Storms, and it just got me thinking about that.
Yeah, when I was in high school, my friends and I would go into the band room and play video game music on the piano there. I learned piano when I was... Well, I didn't learn piano when I was 5, but I started playing piano when I was 5, and haven't stopped since. Stopped taking lessons before college, but yeah, I like learning video game music by ear. I can't really read music that well, but I can play it by ear pretty well.
Okay, so let's just finish off with me here. Myself, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say. Because gaming is like my thing, right? Like, I collect games. I mean, you probably have seen my game collection video at some point.
Yes, I did. You have way more than me.
I have way too many, in fact. And I mean, it weirds me out that there's people out there with even bigger collections than mine, because even I think, wow, my collection's pretty big. But I mean, like, people are nuts about this stuff, which is why it's like something I've actually managed to latch onto, like sort of this whole gaming community thing. But I got into gaming. This is a really strange story, but I was like 3 years old, and my neighbor had gotten Super Mario 64 along with the Nintendo 64 at launch. So for some reason we had it at my house, and I remember watching them play it, and I don't know, like they left the room or something, and the console was still on, so I started playing, and it was on Bob-on Battlefield, and my first like distinct memory I have in my life was playing that game, and running through that little valley where the boulders are like rolling back and forth, and I kept getting hit by them, and that was my first experience with gaming.
Very nice.
You feel so old.
Yeah. And then I guess my next one was when I was like 6 years old. One of my best friends had just moved out of the neighborhood, and my parents thought it would be a good idea to like apparently replace my friendship with her video games. So they got me an N64 from someone who was selling it at we had this like video store near our house, and they bought the N64 from this guy there for $50. It came with Pokemon Stadium and Diddy Kong Racing and 2 controllers for $50. So pretty fantastic deal. And then for that Christmas, the guy who sold me the console actually also gave me Ocarina of Time, and that was my year in gaming. This was 1999, I think it was. So that's my life story about gaming.
Very nice.
Ready for applause. Okay, I guess it's not coming. Oh, there it is. Okay. And when I'm not gaming, I'm often not. I'm often not gaming. But when I'm not gaming, I like to play music. I'm a musician. I'm in a band. Maybe I'll put a link to that in the description, because I don't fluff that enough.
We need more shameless plugs. Shameless plugs.
So, okay, yeah. So since we're already kind of talking about gaming, we can transition from our main topic to our user-submitted question of the week, and we're going to do one of these every time I guess I don't know why I said of the week, because I don't think we're going to do a podcast every week. But if we were to do a podcast every week, it would be a user question of the week. We have someone submit a question, and we're going to talk about it. And this week's question comes to us from, I don't remember who it comes to us from. Zyber, who did it come to us from?
Came from Lost in Translation.
Oh, everyone's going to love this.
Yeah. Want me to ask the question?
It's a good question. I can't remember what it is.
Why is Tom so much better than Cake?
No, not that question. The other.
Okay. The real question. Do you prefer linear or non-linear gaming experiences?
And why? Oh, with examples?
An example would be like...
Like a linear game being, say, New Super Mario Brothers, and a non-linear being, say, like an Elder Scrolls Oblivion or something?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much anything against Elder Scrolls Oblivion makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good question. For me, I don't really know that I have a preference. It kind of depends on what mood I'm in, I guess. I enjoy both.
That's a cheap answer. Pick one.
I know. I think in my time of life right now, given how busy of a schedule I have, I probably gravitate more toward linear games just because it's easier to get a complete experience from those games. Whereas if it's a non-linear game like Elder Scrolls or something like that, there's so many ways to get through it, and I feel like I'd have to play it so many times over in order to kind of get the full experience. So I think right now linear games are nice. But that being said, I do enjoy non-linear games, and I kind of hope that I get to play a more non-linear Zelda, which hopefully is going to happen on the Wii U.
In 2017.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. Like, when you get older, kids, specifically Canadian children that are listening to this.
Especially if you're 8.
Yeah, 8-year-old Canadian kids who are listening to this. When you grow up and become a more mature individual, you're not going to have as much time to play games, which sucks because that's really all I want to do. I want to sit in my chair and play games all day. But I don't have the time to fully immerse myself into a world like Skyrim, or even one is less sandboxy, like Grand Theft Auto, for example. Although I mean that's a sandboxy game, but there are certain things you can do and stuff like that. But I don't even have the time for a game like that. And so I prefer the more linear experience right now as well, because I sat down with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, blasted through a few levels, and I put it down, and I can come back whenever and start back up where I was. And I won't be in a situation where like, oh, I don't know what I was doing, or, like, oh, shoot, I lost so much time and I missed the opportunity to do this. Like, I have the same problem when I try to play Animal Crossing. Like, I'll pick it up, play it, I have to play it every day. But if you put it down, it's like, well, I missed everything. Now I have to stop playing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Your experience is kind of trashed. But that's where I am in my gaming adventure, because I just don't have a lot of time. So I'm sticking with linear games right now.
Yeah, for me, I definitely enjoy linear games more, because pretty much whenever I pick up a game, I just go into this kind of thing where I pick out events that I want to do and try to schedule them in, and just like, that's how I go through a game. I list out the events and I accomplish them. So games like Skyrim and such, I'm just like, what do I do? Just go around, walk around, and kill chickens or something?
Yeah, like it's sort of hard to break that first barrier. Like, you don't really know everything you can do, and like it's hard to figure all that stuff out like in one sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at figuring things out in video games, but I think I'm a lot more into linear things. Like, there's this one MMO I played for like 10 years, and it's probably the most non-linear game I played, but it still is very linear because you just go around. Like, everyone knows where to go to grind the best to level up and such, and then so it just pretty much turned into that kind of thing where I pick a character and I level them up, and that's it. And like, I agree with you with Animal Crossing. I pretty much can't turn that game on anymore. I'm worried that my village is gonna hate me or something.
Yeah, that game makes me feel really bad when I don't play it. So when I don't play it for like a week, I'm like, sorry, can't go back now. It's too late. The whole thing is burned down.
Yeah, that's why I'm really trying hard to keep up with Tomodachi Life, which is a bit easier.
Well, the good thing about Tomodachi Life is it's not like your Miis are going to get upset and like move out if you don't talk to them for a while.
So you didn't help me marry this girl, now I hate you.
I don't really. Have you played the Hex? Have you played the Tomodachi Life demo yet?
I have not. I haven't
Not a-
given myself a chance.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty short. It's not that like long of a demo. You can easily play in one sitting.
I played it multiple times just because I wanted to see like how many different things could possibly happen. But mostly it's just the Mii's going like, I'm hungry. give me schnitzel from the store.
Yeah, when it comes to Animal Crossing, I stopped playing after City Folk, and that's because in my time playing City Folk, I decided to take literally all of my money and buy turnips. And then I forgot that I had done that, so I adjusted the clock at some point, and all of my turnips spoiled, and it was irreversible, and I lost my entire life savings, and at that point, I essentially did the in-game equivalent of committing suicide, and I just stopped playing. So I stopped existing in the world of Animal Crossing, and I don't feel like picking it up ever again, because I know I can't.
There's only so much fish you can pick up.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like the ultimate rage quit.
Yeah. I think New Leaf looks really interesting, and I was watching Chugga Conroy play it on his channel, and it looks cool, but I don't have the time to commit to a game like that.
I will definitely get the next Animal Crossing, and I will love it. For 6 months. I'm giving myself 6 months to play it every single day, and then that's it, right? Like I'm not gonna force myself to play it every day after that. If it's really good, I'll play it, you know. But I'm not gonna punish myself, you know, if I don't play it for a week. I'm gonna legitimately try to put the effort in to fix it if I don't play it for a long period of time, you know.
Yeah, New Leaf was my first Animal Crossing game, and I did enjoy it for a month, but after I quit, I don't think I can go buy a new game or anything.
Yeah, it's really tough to start over in a game like that. But you don't really have an option because it's like, oh, you want a town full of weeds? You want all your villagers to hate you and some of them to have left? And it's like, you know, some games like that just aren't meant for everybody. And as much as I enjoy them, I really just don't think they're for me.
Yeah. It's like I recently got Sims 3, and like I only played it for one day, the day I got it, and I was so engrossed to it. I played through the whole day. So when I finally stopped playing it, I realized that I can't play it again. Otherwise, I'll spend just countless days on it. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that I don't know about you guys, but you see my game collection. Like my backlog just continues to. It seems like every day I have a new game on my backlog, and it's like I'm still playing Picross 3D. I haven't even finished it yet, so. You know.
Yeah, I've got games that I've had for 2 years and haven't played it yet.
This is an interesting thing. I read today that Paper Mario Sticker Star is $10 at GameStop. I bought it on launch day for full price. Haven't even touched it. And it's $10 today at GameStop. It's ridiculous.
And still not worth it.
Hey, I can't defend it because I haven't played it, but, you know.
Yeah, I never got into the habit of buying a game on launch day just to have it. I typically only buy a game when I have an intention of playing it in the near future, so I guess probably a good habit to have.
If I get on
Yeah, go ahead.
If I get it on launch day, it's usually because I want the pre-order bonus. Like, I got the Bravely Default pre-order bonus. I love it. It came with, like, 10 songs, and I just have it on my iPod.
Like soundtrack songs?
Yeah, like OST of it.
Oh, nice. I got the Bravely Default and Tomodachi Life from that Best Buy deal a week ago when they were doing the buy one get one free 3DS games, and there were a bunch of good games. Like, I'm surprised more people didn't do that.
Oh, I went there halfway through the week, and all the games were gone.
Oh,
I'm just like, seriously? You didn't, like, stock up for this event? No.
Why would they? They don't want to lose money on that stuff. They just, like, promote it and get people to buy some games, I guess.
I guess they were just trying to get rid of their stocks or something.
I went to 3 Best Buys to find Tomodachi Life. They didn't have it. I'm like, what's going on? Did the Best Buy people take a stand against the gay marriage thing, or what?
I'm just really surprised how popular this game is.
It's unbelievable. Like, it could be the next new phenomenon, just like on a more minor scale. It's like the #1 game in Europe every week, and I don't understand it. Like, I mean, it's a great game, but like, I didn't know reality did I think that it would ever catch on as much as it has.
It's like I've seen the commercials for it, and I'm just like, this looks like a little kiddie game. Why would so many people think it's interesting?
Well, who knows? I mean, who's buying it? I don't know. I don't know the demographic.
I don't know. It's definitely not a kiddie game or anything by that, but like the commercials made it look like it.
Little Brits like Mr. Chris buying Tomodachi Life. Okay, well, with that terrible joke, I think it's time that we take our leave. We hope you enjoyed the first ever Zelda Board podcast. Actually, I don't know if it's the first ever. Someone might have tried to do this in the past, but clearly it didn't work out because we're here today doing this. So, thanks for listening to our first episode. For HexTuple and Zyber, this is Spiegelwee signing off. See you next time, guys. Thanks.